Welcome to yet another Law of Attraction video on YouTube, except this one's going to be a little bit different because, to be honest with you guys, the Law of Attraction worked in my life way before I even found out what it meant. And in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys that story of how the Law of Attraction worked in my life, share with you guys 7 steps that will help you use the Law of Attraction in your life so that you can attract what you want, and then I want to conclude the video by sharing with you 2 of the things that I'm currently trying to manifest in my life this year. Let's get into it. Now, if you click this video and you're not too sure what the Law of Attraction stands for, I'll make sure to leave a full definition down in the description. But essentially, the Law of Attraction teaches us that whatever we think about, we can attract into our lives. Now, the Law of Attraction was introduced to me the same way that it's probably been introduced to every single person, and that was through the film The Secret that was released back in 2006. And what really resonated with me in the film was the story of a boy that loved this bike that he continuously saw every single day as he walked by this bike store. He envisioned himself on the bike. He cut out a picture of the bike and hung it somewhere around his room so that he could look at it every day. And every single day he reminded himself of how much he wanted this bike. Then skip a couple days, all of a sudden his dad shows up in front of the door with the bike. Now, I know if this is your first time hearing about the Law of Attraction, this probably sounds so weird. It sounds so out there. But when I watched this film, it really resonated with me because something very similar had happened in my life. You see, back when I was about 10 years old, me and my neighbor were the best of friends, and I got really close with his family. And one day his dad got a new car, and his dad loved this car so much. That love and that care that he had for his car made me really want the same car. It made me want to have the same feeling that he had. And I remember going home and telling my mom, I'm going to have this car as my first car. And you know, I was 10 years old. I was far away from actually having my license. So it was a far dream, but it was still a desire that I had in my mind. And I made it a goal of mine to have this car as my first car. Now, skip a couple years, I was in high school in grade 12. And at this point, every single human being in grade 12 wants a car. So I really wanted a car, and I started to make it my goal to have a car before the end of grade 12. And at this time, my aunt had to move back to Colombia and decided that it was time for her to sell all her belongings. And one of the things that she wanted to sell was her car. But after not finding anyone that was interested, she told me that if I was willing to fix up the car, it was all mine. I reached into my savings and I decided to pay for the fixes, and it was my car. And that's when I realized that I was finally in the car that I've always wanted. This is only one of many examples that I have for you guys in terms of how it's worked in my life. And I want this to work in your life so that you can attract what you truly desire. So let's get into the 7 steps that you need to take in order to start using the Law of Attraction in your life. So let's start with step number 1. Know what you desire. This step right here is important because, well, it's the stepping stone to understanding what you truly desire in your life. So when you're using the Law of Attraction, or just in general, when you truly want something in your life, you need to desire it. You need to understand that this is something that's going to make your life so much better. Once you've determined your desire and why exactly you desire this item, let's move on to step number 2. Believe it will come true. Now, this step right here is a little bit difficult because some of the things that we desire seem very far-fetched. And that's why I wanted to share with you guys this story, because my story of how I got my first car, you gotta understand that I manifested this way before I could even have a license. So understand that your belief system doesn't necessarily have to be there right off the bat. As long as it's something that you truly desire and you want that outcome sometime in your future, you just need to believe that it can come true in your life. You see, once we desire something and we believe in it, well, now it becomes a little bit more real. And that's when we get into step number 3, which is visualization. In the story with the boy with the bike, he visualized himself riding that bike every single day, and it made him feel good. You get that feeling of actually owning it, which raises your belief system. And in my case, I remember so many times being inside different cars and just knowing that my first car was going to be a Mazda. And I currently do this right now as I manifest my Audi R8 in the future. I picture myself in my current car, but I see it differently. I see it as an Audi. I see it as something that I want in my life, that I desire, that feeling. You see, because when you visualize something and you believe in it, you get this emotional feeling that is priceless. You actually feel like it's something that you already own, and that feeling alone not only raises your belief system, but it makes your desires seem more attainable. Let's get into step number 4, which is your inner dialogue. And to understand the inner dialogue a little bit better, I wanted to share with you this quote from Gandhi that states, "Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny." Now, essentially what this quote means is that it wants you to understand that what you think about, what your inner dialogue is about every single day, is what you attract. I mean, think about it. If you're a positive person, you attract positive people. If you're a negative person, you're more prone to attracting negative people into your life. And this is the truth about the law of attraction. You see, we can attract good things and we can attract bad things. Your inner dialogue is the most important step to actually understanding if this is actually something that you can see yourself obtaining. Now let's get into step number 5, which is better questions lead to better answers. Like I said in step 4, we can attract good and we can attract bad. So when we ask ourselves the questions about this desire, you want to make sure that you're asking this question in the most positive, optimistic way possible. You see, if I ask myself, why am I such a failure? My unconscious mind is going to continuously make these thoughts of all of the reasons why I'm a failure. But if you reword this question in a different way that's more positive and optimistic, such as, how can I improve in order to be successful? Now your mind's a little bit confused because it's been trained to think about the negatives, and now you're asking it a question that's kind of open-ended where you're actually looking for solutions. And that's why step number 5 is very important. Make sure that you're asking yourself the right questions in a positive and optimistic way. And step number 6 is going to contradict a lot of this stuff, because step number 6 is all about letting go. You see, when we try to attract things into our life, it's important for us to understand that at some point we just need to let go of that idea, because letting go of that idea helps us stop obsessing about it so much. That obsession actually makes it difficult for you to continuously work towards these goals or these outcomes because you're so focused on the outcome. And lastly, step number 7 is a step that's very important. I don't even think it's just to attract the things that you want in your life, but overall to raise that positivity and that optimism inside your life, and that's to be grateful. Because you need to understand that in the world, there's going to always be something better that you can have, but unless you're actually grateful for the things that you currently have in your life, that's when you'll actually start to see the progress and start to see better things come into your life. Be grateful every single day for where you're at, for the things that you have in your life, for the people that are in your life, because the more that you're grateful for that beginning, the easier it is for you to develop the understanding of what's coming in the future. I wanted to conclude this video by sharing with you the 2 things that I'm currently trying to manifest and attract into my life using the law of attraction this year. And the first thing is moving out. Now, if you actually go to the first video on my YouTube, you'll notice that it's a video where I create my first ever vision board. And in that video, I talk about how I want to move out by the end of the year. And this has been a goal that I've worked towards every single day ever since I made it a goal, and it's coming right around the corner, which is one of the things that I'm very excited to share with you guys. But again, I'll leave that for a later video. And the last thing that I want to manifest into my life this year is having 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now, the number isn't really that important to me, but this was a goal of mine from the very beginning. I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers in my first year, and we're definitely making a progress. So if you guys are interested in helping me reach that goal, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that this is a video that some people may agree with the philosophy of the law of attraction. Some people may not. I'm an open book. If you guys want to ask me any questions of how this has worked in my life, how I use these 7 steps, let me know down in the comments. I'll make sure to reply. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a like. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.